Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 27 of Cooltalk Podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening to this episode. You guys are watching us from Cooltalk Studio, and guess who we have here? Mr. Seez, the captain of the 7 Seas. This episode, trust me guys, this episode, we are going to blow your minds away. Samson, it's good to have you here, man.
Oh, it's great to be here. It's actually an honor to be here with you. Ali Nixad, Cooltalk. This is a wonderful show, and I really appreciate you.
It's really good to have you here, man. So,
thank you.
Samson and I, we have been communicating. What was the other episode that we did? I think it was episode 21.
21.
Yeah, Yalda special. We did a Yalda special, and I've been receiving a lot of comments since then.
Really?
People, they've been contacting me like, when is Samson going to be on the show again? And I said,
that's very kind of them.
So because he's such a popular kind of guy,
Oh, what about you then? You're Mr. President. I call him Mr. President because he's got the commanding
you're too
voice.
Nice, man. So here in this episode, we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff that are actually related. And
Absolutely.
As you can see, I have the master here.
Oh.
So Samson Seez, born in England. Samson's actually a hybrid.
I'm a hybrid. That's true.
That's the word I would like to use. Samson's a hybrid, right? His father was Iranian. His mother is British. That's pretty much the case with Reza Denver as well. Reza Franklin, we had him in the previous episode. He's
a hybrid too.
Yeah, he's a hybrid as well. So his father is Iranian. His mother is American. So
there you go.
Apparently, I'm very good at gathering hybrids.
Yeah, you're the hybrid man. You're the hybrid master. We could say.
Yeah, we can say that. So. Don't go anywhere. Let's go watch something and then we'll be back. Welcome back, guys. You are watching Cooltalk with Samson Seez.
Actually, with Ali Nixad.
Samson Seez, the captain of the 7 Seas. So, Samson, let's talk about your recent almost long trip to the UK.
Let's talk about it. Okay, yeah, it was a long trip. I was there for about 4 months. It was 3.5 months to be exact, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
I was there, and all through the colder days, the darker days.
Yeah,
of the UK,
it was pretty cool. Actually, the time we did the interview for the Yalda special, you were there. You were in the UK.
I was there. That was during my trip in the UK. You're right, and it was Thank you for getting in touch with me. It was an honor to be on your show there and now. Yeah. So, it was
so
great.
How was it? How was the trip?
The trip altogether, I mean, it depends how we're looking at it. As if, what do I think of the UK by being there for 3.5 months after not living there for almost 10 years? It was a strange feeling. In fact, I felt very nostalgic. It was very nostalgic in many ways. Yeah. And then I invented a new word called time sickness. And what I mean by that is that you visit, your parents' house and the neighborhood, your area where you went to school, and where I grew up.
So that's an expression, time sickness.
It's actually my own expression. It means something else, but
not standard English.
Not
guys.
standard English.
Don't repeat it.
It's not standard English.
It reminds me of the story you actually put on your page today.
Right.
You said something about how natives say something.
That's
and
right.
Most of the things they say are not correct.
They're grammatically incorrect. That's very true. That's one way that's a secret of being native. That's what I noticed.
You have control.
You have control.
Command.
We have command. That's true. And then we come up with a lot of new words, and stuff like that. So if lots of people say, I haven't had McDonald's for time. It's like you said, we haven't had McDonald's for a long time, but you say, I haven't had it for time. Yeah. It's a new way of talking. It changes. It's a new urban way of speaking.
Yeah, actually the slogan itself, McDonald's, they have a slogan, they say, I'm loving it.
There you go.
I think it's not standard English because we don't do ing with love.
No,
right?
exactly.
There's no way we can say I'm loving it. Like if you love something, you love it or don't, right?
You love it or don't. I'm loving it.
Like, at the moment I love it, but later on I'm not gonna love it.
That's right. Yeah. That's how natives are dealing with it. And it's funny enough, you see, Ali Nixad, the president we have here, he speaks with an American accent, right?
Yeah.
In fact, what I really liked about the UK is that there's lots of intermixing now between British English and American English. You know how you guys would say like either. Yeah. We say either. Okay, we're not pronouncing the R, but the traditional British way would be either.
Yeah, that's right.
And no one's saying either anymore. They're saying either. It's the American either, but without the pronunciation of the R on the end. So that's something I did notice a lot.
So if like that's not old school at all. Like
It's
if
not.
you talk to a British person like 50 years ago and said British, imagine one day the British people would say either.
Either.
He would actually rip his eyes out.
Another one, respiratory. The respiratory is very in American English.
Yeah.
We would traditionally say respiratory, saying COVID-19 is a respiratory disease or whatever.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying respiratory. No one's saying respiratory anymore. So lots of old British words have died out and have become more Americanized. So that's something.
Americanized.
Americanized.
That's a good phrase. That's actually a good term, like Americanized, like to make things more American.
Make things sound more American. That's very true.
Yeah,
or
I
look
can
more
believe that.
American. Yes,
Okay,
that
so-
happens a lot.
So what happened to your favorite team? What was the team? You said Arsenal? You
Arsenal.
called them Gooners or something?
Yeah, that's right. Actually,
There's a beautiful story, guys. Just listen to this.
I did travel past the Gooners Stadium many
Yeah.
times because it's actually very close to my dad's house. You get on the train and then 5 stations down, you're passing the Emirates Stadium.
Yeah.
In North London, as I think this is what you're referring to, Ali, we would say an Arsenal fan or an Arsenal supporter would be a Gunner supporter. But in
Gunner.
North London, we don't say Gunners necessarily. Our street talk is, we are Gooners,
We're
mate.
Gooners.
Gooners.
So you guys get the joke, right? Arsenal, right? Arsenal, you know what the word Arsenal is, right?
Arsenal.
It refers to a lot of weaponry and stuff like this.
Very true.
And Gunners.
Gunners.
But people who hate them, they don't call them Gunners. They call them Gooners.
Gooners.
Which is the British word for stupid person, like.
My goodness. But that's the funny thing is the Arsenal supporters call themselves the Gooners.
Yeah.
It sounds more hard.
They call themselves
They
the
call themselves the Gooners.
Wow. I thought haters call them Gooners.
No, the haters probably wouldn't know what to call. They would just say,
Yeah.
I don't know, make funny stories up about the Arsenal fans. But
Yeah.
a Gooner is definitely, that's the North London word for Arsenal supporter.
Yeah, I also heard something. If you're not a mank, you're a
yeah,
I'm probably going to be adding a beep to that part, but
yeah, definitely.
those guys at Bionobarza, they usually they forgot to put beeps on my words. I said, "Come on, I'm going to use the F word here, but you guys are going to have to do the beep thing."
Because it sounded good. I love the way you use the F word. I mean, I might not necessarily
Imagine
use it too
that.
much.
He loves the way.
I love the way
Shit,
the
man.
president uses the F word.
Shit,
It's lots of power behind it.
Oh my God, you're
It
too
depends
kind.
on the character.
You're too kind, man. You're too kind.
It's true.
So let's talking about the trip. Take a sip.
I'll have a sip.
I made him the best coffee in the world. That's what he said.
Delicious.
That's what he said.
I
Actually,
love
I
the-
myself, you see, imagine a British guy drinking coffee. Coffee. Oh, it came out British. A
Nice.
British guy drinking his coffee, and I am drinking my tea. It
Wow.
should be the other way around.
It should be, but we love to intermix and learn from each other's cultures. So what's wrong with that? And it's got the Cooltalk label on it, which is what I love. And he's right. It's a super coffee. It's actually more like a cappuccino. It's frothy inside and full of
I'm
foam.
glad you like it, man. I'm glad you like it.
Absolutely delicious.
So I do remember you used to capture a lot of videos. Like you went to the subway. Of course, you guys don't say subway. You say
The tube.
The tube.
The tube.
Yeah. What's that all about? Why would you call it a tube?
Yeah, the tube. Yeah, that was a word used a long time ago in the UK when they first created the Metropolitan line. That was the first official tube line used, but altogether nationally you can say London Underground. I mean, that makes sense. It's
London.
underground.
Yeah.
And then
I think actually I had a sign of London Underground.
Did you? You had an
somewhere.
underground sign
it's,
here.
It's not here. It's in the other room.
Oh, wow.
But yeah,
Cool.
I love these signs. You know?
The sign, it's very iconic, isn't it? You got the blue label
Yeah,
going through and then
exactly.
the circular to complete it. The
Yeah, exactly.
circular red
So the
symbol.
British term is like underground or the tube.
or the tube.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, but the American is like the subway.
That's
So,
you guys would say subway.
Yeah, you I do remember you took the subway.
I did many
Then-
times.
Yeah, many times. And then you went to so many other different places. And
That's
then
true.
you used to capture a lot of videos. That's a good thing about Samson. That's the cool
Oh,
thing.
it's very
That's
kind
the
of you.
cool thing I love about Samson Seez. He captures a lot of videos and he puts them on his page. Of course, Samson is tagged in this video as well.
That's
If you
very
guys
kind
want
of
to check out his page as well.
We're double tagging, actually.
Yeah. So those videos, I found a lot of them very interesting.
Did you?
Language-wise and what's the word I'm looking for? Like landscape wise.
Oh, I
Some
see.
of them, like they feature beautiful landscapes in them.
Oh no, I just try my best to make the scene look pretty, and if I think something looks very appealing to many people in different countries, or someone who's actually curious to know what the lifestyle in London or around the UK is like, and I can maybe just explain something, and I appreciate that you picked up on that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So you had some fish and chips.
I did have some fish and chips, very greasy. Fish and chips is a very that goes back a long way. Actually, originally it came from Greece.
Yeah.
And then the British obviously made it. They Britishized it.
They made it even better.
They made it much better. Very delicious with all the batter that goes around the fish. And it's traditionally cod. And the second one would be haddock. And then the third one being plaice. But definitely cod is the number one. Very delicious. Very meaty.
Yeah. So the batter that you pour all over it.
Right.
What's it made of?
It's usually it could be cornstarch, as you would say, or corn flour, we would say in the UK. Sometimes they would use breadcrumbs as well. And it's very fattening. Yeah, I mean, fattening, but very tasty.
Very tasty. It's a beautiful example of fast food, I suppose.
It is.
I'm a huge fan of the show Top Gear. And
nice.
In one of the episodes, Jeremy Clarkson is actually testing a BMW i8. While he was testing the BMW, he was having some fish and chips. And the way he was eating that thing, wow. Oh my God, it was mouth-watering.
It is mouth-watering.
It made my mouth water.
Wow. It's also about the chips, you know. We call them large chips. They're not actually French fries. The traditional American-style French fries, as American speakers would put it, that would come with McDonald's or Burger King when you got the thinner chips or French fries. But with the fish and chips, they come in the paper packet, very large and exploding fish chips right in your face. Right. And then they're traditionally served with tomato ketchup and a bit of vinegar to give you that extra
that's
taste.
Another British pronunciation, tomato, like a very James Bondy way of saying things, like tomatoes.
Would you
your tomatoes are ready.
That's right.
The American way of saying it is like
tomato.
And actually, there's a saying. They say tomato. Like when they want to say it doesn't matter. Like they're talking about the same thing. They say, "Come on, man, tomato,
potato. Who cares?"
Yeah, and also potato. Yeah,
they would potato. Yeah, they come up with all these fun mixtures.
The Arabs say batata, I guess.
Batata.
Yeah,
that's
actually one Arab word I know.
Amazing.
Batata. Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. No, that's great. Now, altogether, it was a very unusual trip. Like I said, lots of times and areas that I went to, it was going down memory lane. But to be honest with you, it's good to be back in Iran. That's another great feeling.
Oh, you miss khungarmaya Irani.
I missed all the khungar from Iran because
that's actually the expression we talked about a few months earlier in a video that we did for Beinenwert.
That's very true. And then I was saying that all the Iranians are very... And I did miss the tarof as well, as we were talking in that video in Beinenwert.
No tarof whatsoever.
No tarof. And yes, it's true that you're free from the tarof when you're in the UK or any country outside of Iran, but eventually you start to miss it because it's a cultural trait, and it does give you a warm feeling.
It is part of you now.
It's part of me now. It's true. It's become part of my system. It's part of my existence. And no matter, how British I am or how international I am, I will always miss Iran if I step outside of this country.
Exactly. So I'm very glad that you're back.
I'm glad to be back.
You guys are going to be seeing Samson a lot, and in the following episodes, and we're going to be talking about a lot of things. And
do our best.
Yeah, exactly. So stay tuned for a lot more episodes of Cool Talk with me and Samson, talking about cultural differences, the things that you guys can use in your daily conversations.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the English language, the differences between the American English and the British English. We have the master here, so.
Oh, no, you're a master yourself.
Yeah. Samson, so it was really nice to have you here. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for inviting me onto the show.
Yeah, and just
multiple
like always,
times.
Yeah, and just like always, you guys, don't forget to write your comments in the comment section down below, and let your friends know that Cool Talk actually is being broadcast videocast as well. So let your friends know, and take good care of yourselves.
That's double whammy. That's definitely killing two birds with one stone. That's fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. So see you guys later. Take care.
See you.
Thanks, Samson.
Oh, thanks so much.
Drinking to the sound of some